Good morning.
Goeiemôre.
And what do they normally say? Kwaikatou, something like that. I just hear the politicians do something. It's like trying to speak English to an Afrikaner. It's not the same thing at the end of the day. So yeah, so kwaikatou to everybody else as well out there, guys and girls. Good morning. We're talking about quality of life in NZ. And I know there's been a lot of discussions probably around quality of life wherever you are and so forth. And sadly for us, we have to say that we are going to do a bit of a comparison. I'm starting to get the word comparison as well. A bit of a comparison for what we know now versus where we came from, which was South Africa. So this will be our frame that we'll be working in. We won't touch any other countries also.
You know what I think we should do?
Yep.
We should move 30 minutes with Jan to a Tuesday.
When we still got English left.
Yes.
It will probably be much better. So, yeah. And as for every other immigrant, I know, except those ones coming from Durban, English is a problem. So, yeah, we are here. We are doing our best. It's not more that we can do. So, with no further ado, let's kick off and say, what was the first thing, or what is the most important thing for you in quality of life?
I feel that there are certain levels of quality of life. You've got financial, you've got emotional, you've got safety-wise. So there are a few different levels.
One by one. Let's just quickly say good morning to Vanita and
Hi,
Brian
Vanita.
and everybody else who's joining us. Okay, for me, and I'm a financial advisor, and I look at finances, and I look at my own finances, and I look at finances of other people as well. And yes, there is people still not making it out there for various reasons. But for me, the financial freedom that I have here, and I think the reason why I have bigger financial freedom in New Zealand versus South Africa, let's just take that comparison, is in South Africa, you had so many other stuff that kept you so busy. You had things that you had to do. There was always this thing that I couldn't arrive at my client's house with a normal vehicle. My clients would think, oh, whoa, this guy doesn't know what he does. Or do. Does or do. Whatever.
Yeah.
I had to arrive with a super luxurious vehicle. People had to think, this guy's making it.
Okay.
Even and you know, we were trained. And I'm going to call this company. No, let's not call the company out. I was trained by a company in South Africa to fake it till you make it. That was a class they had for us. We had to sit down. We had to do certain things. You had to wear certain polo shirts, have a Mercedes-Benz key with you, even if you don't drive a Merc. Just park far away and put the Mercedes-Benz key on the table so that people have the perception, because we've got a polo shirt and the Mercedes-Benz key, that people have the perception
that you're rich.
Are you making it? You're doing good. So they want to invest with you. And it's all and I never, people in New Zealand will ask me what I drive once we go to the point of we doing 4x4s.
Yeah.
Then they will ask, what 4x4 you're driving?
Yeah.
And so, that's a total different kettle of fish. Good morning to Henty who joined us just now.
It's the status thing. In
Very
New
much.
Zealand, there's nothing like that.
And I love it.
But unfortunately, between the South Africans, there's still a little bit of a status thing. But
not as much as
much.
No.
But you can still see it on like Keeping Up with the Joneses between
Some
the
people,
South Africans.
but not everybody.
No.
Not everybody. So I mean, quite frank, it's not everybody. It's the rare few that we get. That's that. I've heard that Aussie is way more like that.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also where you live, it's not big a deal because suburbs change so much. In our suburb, in certain areas, I don't want to live, and in other areas, I would love to have a house there. So yeah.
Yeah, it depends. You have one very nice house and another one that's not so
streets
good.
further.
3 houses down, there lives someone up the road from here, there are two houses that I don't even want to drive past. But anyway, it is what it is. Yes, so in that sense, it is more liberating to live in New Zealand.
It is, definitely.
And I can't talk enough about the safety. Yes, there is crime in New Zealand, but no one's gonna chase you and kill you.
There wasn't 83 people murdered last night, like in South Africa.
But not only that, it feels like the skies are more open. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like
she's got a weird thing with the skies. It's not the man, but struck by the moon.
I feel more free because I think I am more free.
Yeah, so she's definitely more free. There is, or in South Africa, I had to drive her around a lot. There were certain areas that she didn't just go out of any area where we lived. Anyway further than that, I had to take time off and drive her around. While in New Zealand, she's way more free. She'll take a car and drive to Hamilton, which is about an hour and a half and so forth. I
feel totally safe and totally,
She just struggled to go to Auckland yet.
No.
Too many South Africans there.
No, I don't want to drive in that traffic. Thank you very much. I suppose I will if I have to, but I really don't want to. So safety-wise, the quality of life, what you can do outside without worrying, what your children can do outside without you worrying about them and without them feeling scared and unsafe. You can't put a price on that. It's just...
No, it's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
And it's like the kids can feel that they're safe. They don't look around all the time. Definitely the quality of life, living.
Yeah, and Nate Smith's just saying Auckland's not the best. It's always we're traveling past Auckland today as well, but it's always a bit of an issue to go past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning to Lizette de Klerk.
Quality of life financially, if we go to shopping, groceries and all that, it is hard. I still feel that you get more for your dollar than you do get for your rand in South Africa.
And the thing is, sorry to chip in here, the prices in South Africa has escalated rather tremendously the last year.
The prices of food in New Zealand are extremely high. But, and I always stress this, if you buy in season and you eat in season, then you will not struggle. The food prices are high. It is extremely high. So, a lot of people struggle with living a good quality life. I think if you're living on one salary and you have to make ends meet because the rentals are also extremely expensive.
Ain't going to drop soon. I can't see it really dropping ever.
So. I mean, in Tauranga, you can't get a rental under $750 a week. And that going $750 to $900, I would say, then you get something decent. So the rentals are really expensive. So if you're living on one salary and you have to pay your rent and you have to buy decent food, you'll make it, but it will be challenging, if I can say that.
Yeah.
But
there is people making it.
Oh, yes,
so don't lose faith.
No.
Good morning to Trevor. He says he must shut up and get in the car and drive.
Yes, it's fine out.
For me, the financial freedom is something totally different. I mean, the fact that you don't need to perform before other people and have to have a certain standard of living before they accept you. And if that is your friends doing that, get yourselves different friends, please. Get yourself different friends. I did, and I'm going to put her on the spot this morning. Okay. I did ask Vanita at 4 o'clock this morning. I think it was 4:15 or something to appear on the show this morning. And she said, no, she's going to the gym. So Vanita,
good on you.
I hope she's in the bloody gym. So there has been some news regarding a lot of changes on the immigration website. So I'm not going to give you any advice on immigration this morning, but I'm going to read a few things from there. So this is me straight out reading that from the 2nd of December 2024, open work rights will be available to all partners of accredited employer work visas. Remember, that's only from the 2nd of December. It's also partners of AEWV holders earning at least $25 an hour, as well as all partners of essential skill work visas. I'm not going to go into these things because I know too little. It's dangerous for me to go into these little things. But I just think this is quite important that people understand that this is going to change.
I think this is the best news.
Yeah, this is something we've been asking for 2 years. 2 years or longer, or many months. Just asking, get this change. I mean, we've got people onshore. You don't need to bring in new people. We've got people onshore. And it looks like, and I'm talking under correction, it looks like you don't need to work for an accredited company. That's what it looks like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what it looks like. But you have to apply. It looks like you have to apply for a variation of these conditions from the 2nd of December.
Yeah.
So,
but at least there's light at the end of the tunnel.
At least there's some real hope. And to all the immigration advisors that did fight for this. So I just think, guys, if you're doing this with an immigration advisor, I think get hold of them this morning. Get hold of them this morning. You've got to be ready for this because that's not too far off.
Okay.
It's about a month off. Okay.
So
quality of life.
Someone is saying here, and I agree, I don't use it anymore because we are an extended family
these days. Yeah.
But I used to use HelloFresh, and a lot of people still do. I think you do save when you use something like
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
And the other thing is you don't waste food because you only get enough
ingredients
to make the recipe that you said you wanted to make. So you don't waste any food, and it is enough food, and you really save. So when we were full, I used to do that because it really makes sense. And you get different recipes, so you can go vegan and you can go vegetarian or whatever. So that is something that you can look into. And they deliver it once a week.
Yeah, and the food was good.
The food was really good. What I really liked about HelloFresh is I learned so much about how to put ingredients together to get to a certain whatever. We ate stuff that I never would have made on my own. It's really good.
Yeah. The other quality of life that I experience the cleanliness of the country. It makes me feel good to drive here, and it makes me feel good to go out and in the bush and to go on. Yes, somewhere some people have dropped a few empty bottles. It does happen. I fully agree with anybody saying that, but it's not heaps and heaps of rubbish. For me, that was rather always irritating in South Africa. And you can clean up as much as you want. People just keep on dropping because I reckon somebody is getting employed to do that. While here, it definitely is. The fact that it's cleaner is good for me. But it makes me feel or wanting to go out and do stuff in the outside.
Trevor is also saying, and it is true, that New Zealand is one of the most expensive countries in the world. That is true.
Yeah,
it is true.
And the thing is, you can't get around that, and the fact that it's difficult to get here, you can't get around that. And yes, they have increased the immigration costs now, and whatever you do, they charge for residents and so forth. But at the end of the day, it makes it a bit more exclusive. One nice thing is nobody can just arrive here on a tube. This one good thing as well. So we don't have the same problems as what Europe probably is having these days with. I think they're saying 19,000 illegal immigrants per month or something. It's hectic.
Okay, another thing that can make a difference to quality of life is the medical side of living in New Zealand. It is challenging.
Let's call it challenging. It's very challenging these days. I do think in the long run it will get better.
It will take time. I hear that they are now recruiting doctors from the UK.
So
I don't actually know what the problem is, so I'm not even going to go into it. But we are struggling with very long waiting lists, very long time to see specialists. Um,
And that's even if you've got private health, it takes
private
longer these
health,
days.
yeah,
It really takes longer.
It is a
these
little
days.
bit easier, but it's still long.
Still long, yeah.
So that is a real challenge in New Zealand, but we have been in Australia listening to the news on the radio, and they have got exactly the same problem.
Yep.
And I've heard that in South Africa, and I actually forgot about it. I used to work at psychiatrists, and sometimes to see a psychiatrist, it was like 2 months before you could get an appointment.
Okay.
To see a cardiologist sometimes was 4 months.
I know.
So
it's not that much.
No, you sometimes forget about that. You forget about that.
Sonita says about 6 months wait for specialist.
Yeah.
I had to do a cardiologist the other day, and that was about 4 months, and I paid out of my pocket and then claimed back from private health. So and the cardiologist knew this.
Yeah.
So then they didn't think I was just another government number. So.
And I'm going to be honest now. And I'm just speaking from experience now over the last how many years that we've been here with Tauranga Hospital. Once you're in the system, once you're
the ER.
Yeah, but even in the ER, I've got no trust in the doctors in the ER at Tauranga Hospital.
I think it's because it's young ones.
It's like they every time we go there, they say something and they give you something or not. And when you go back to your GP, it's totally a different issue.
Yeah, even with a cardiologist.
I don't know. It's like they get people, and they very rarely you'll get a Kiwi there. It is mostly immigrants at the ER.
Yeah. Europeans or, UK or we got American doctors as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Useless.
Yeah. On the other hand, we've got an second Ave. What is it? A&E?
Yeah,
accident and
emergency
or whatever.
You pay a bit more down
there. You pay a little bit more, but they are extremely efficient.
Yeah. The one thing that I found once I was past the ER area, once you go into the general hospital, then stuff happened.
When you actually get to
admitted to a hospital bed or something like that. Yeah.
And the proper doctors come to visit you, and that treatment is it's really.
I test drove that system a few times.
Oh yes, and that was
being stupid.
Very good experience. Really good experience.
Anita just saying there's a worldwide shortage of medical specialists, so we should recruit some. Brian saying he's glad that the food prices are so high. I've lost a lot of weight.
I wish I could say the same.
Brian, I should talk to my wife about that. You can tell her this weekend. So
we'll have to stop eating.
Yeah, this weekend we're going out on a trip down north. We're taking people up to Puerto Lighthouse and surrounds. So we're going to have some fun in the dunes down there.
Yeah, talking about quality of life, camping in New Zealand is a total different ball game. It is,
and that's quality of life.
It is absolutely
amazing,
wonderful.
Yeah.
The camping, and I know some people have camped where they say it's really not nice, but I think they should just do their homework a little bit better. Yeah. I think on our December holiday in the South Island, we went to one place that I would say it's a little dodgy.
The one at Wanaka?
No, that was okay. The one where the hippies were.
Oh, well, that's still a nice vibe.
It was nice, but it was...
Not too clean, but nice vibe. Yeah, so it made up in other sense of...
But mostly, the camping grounds that we go to are really, really nice.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
and it is safe. You can leave your stuff. You don't have to pack away your chairs and your tables and your whatever you have got on your table outside. Your bikes can stand around. It is safe, and everyone will leave your stuff.
And the kids can walk around. They won't disappear. And if they disappear, somebody will bring them back. I promise you.
And I know this is probably a few things that can be iffy. But in the camping grounds, everyone has to be quiet by 10 o'clock at night. And I know for some people, especially some South Africans, this is a huge problem because they can't stop caring and shut up before 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But for most people,
they get shushed.
Like us, and for people with small children or people that don't have kids anymore, that just you go camping to have a relaxing holiday, that is the best news ever. And we've test drive this thing 1,000 times. They will be playing and they will be chatting and whatever, and by 10:05, the whole campground is
it's
quiet.
really dead quiet. All right, on that note, I'm going to chip in here. Let's do this. Let's choose somebody who goes through to the draw.
Okay.
And get that done.
Give me.
Okay, you have to talk a bit more.
Are you still waiting for it?
I'm still waiting for it to go open. Sorry.
Brian says most nice campsites are run by Safas. We've came across a few that's run by South Africans.
But I don't find that many. No.
But they are really nice. Someone asked me this morning, they live in Rotorua, and they were looking for a few campgrounds that's nice in the region, and I gave her a few options. What in South Africa I used to, when we were driving, we would see a campsite and I would say, okay, stop, let's go in. I go look at the ablution, and then I'd say, okay, no, we're not going to camp here. Then we go on. And here I really never had that problem. As I say, there were one or two that was a little bit dodgy, but after all, and they keep it so neat. The top tents are extremely neat. And the kitchen facilities are great, and
they do a lot of extras around this. So and very very early in the morning, you will get somebody that comes and cleans out all the bathrooms and those type of stuff.
The only thing that's a problem for most South Africans is that normally you can't braai with wood. And the campgrounds you can only do gas.
It's slowly but surely changing. And I do understand where they come with sort of big fire things.
Sometimes when we go on the 4x4 trips, they give us permission, so they just kind of they put us there in a little corner, and then we can make a fire. But and the thing is that I say to Jan, we are in New Zealand now, so you have to
abide by their
rules and just get with the system. So if you have to braai on gas,
oh my god!
If you have to braai on gas for a weekend, it's not the end of the world. You can just do it.
Yeah.
Can you not find it?
I can't find it, but don't worry, I'll find it soon. Just where I put it.
My goodness! You didn't do your homework before you started.
Sorry, we're a bit rushing. So,
Oh, thank you, Vanita. This is actually a South African T-shirt that I'm wearing.
And still working. So you must have too much clothes in your cupboard.
No, I bought it when I was there earlier in the year.
All right.
I loved Druids when we were still living there.
We'll do a draw.
You're talking about my guys.
We'll do a draw in next time. We'll draw 4 people. So.
Are you struggling this morning?
I was struggling this morning. We've been quite busy with a lot of other stuff, so yeah.
Okay, what else can influence your quality of life?
For me, one of the things is if you drive over a river, one or two is like that you don't think you would drink out of it, but most of the rivers looks like you can drink out of it.
Okay, but that doesn't improve my
life. That just gives me the idea that it's pure. It's just something else. I mean, there are some areas where I've tasted the water already and it was good and it didn't do me any harm. So I know if need be, I can go to that river and drink out of it. Easy. So, well, let's not go about the South African rivers. I just think going near them will leave you sick. So.
I think one thing that's probably challenging for people with children is that you don't have a backup system. You don't have a support.
And that can influence your system,
and that can have a quality, real. It can have. It is true. It must be really hard. And even if you do have a support system, it's sometimes hard. I can see with my own kids. It is sometimes hard when you've got children.
Especially the adaptation portion, and that sometimes just takes time for them to adapt to the country and to whatever they're doing. And everything is new. I mean, They gotta learn to go to new shops to buy stuff that they've never seen before, shops they've never heard of before.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a challenge, but people come through that, and they come through that very strong at the end of the day. So
yeah, the thing is, like we always say, just give yourself some time.
yeah.
At least 2 years before you make up your mind.
And the thing is, you can take your kids anywhere. They won't get
That is the
abducted, and they
thing.
won't get
If there are so many things that you can do with your family that doesn't cost you any money, you can have a wonderful weekend without spending a whole lot of money. You can go have a picnic on the beach. The beaches are safe. It's clean. There are so many things that you can do.
And the other thing, things work. Or let's say most of the things work. let me just rephrase myself. Most of the things work. Yes, sometimes people were unlucky here or there that they had a bit of a power outage. We had some power outages here. Was it about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Somebody drove into the pole one night and then ran away. And it took them about 4 hours before we had power again.
Things that you forget.
Yeah, things
like
that you forget.
Rian said, safe and clean outdoor activities, walks, hikes, cycling.
Yeah.
And all the parks in New Zealand are free. You can just go. You don't have to pay entrance fee. Whether it's a botanical garden or whatever, it is free. You can just go in and walk and have a picnic. Most of them have got gas braai facilities, so you can.
It's also free, believe it or not.
It's also free. Some of them I see nowadays you have to put in a gold coin.
Oh, okay. But I actually haven't seen any of those around here as well, around Tauranga.
So
one of the gold coin was at the camping ground.
Yeah.
Where they had day visitors coming.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. So many things that you can do. Beautiful hikes.
Brian just saying you can see your taxes work. So
that is the thing. You pay a little bit more. I think the tax are more in New Zealand than it is in South Africa. Is it not?
Believe it or not, it's less.
Okay. But anyway, at least you know, we get a letter in the post every year to say that in our area, Welcome Bay, they do it. Sometimes it's for the whole of Tauranga, sometimes it's for the Bay of Plenty, and they'd say, what do you need in your area? So then you can actually vote. Say you need a park for the children, or we need a boardwalk or whatever. And then they do that. They will say, we have got excess money and we want to do something for the people. And then they'll actually do it. That is the one thing that you can really see what they're doing with your tax money.
I want to read 3 last ones before we say goodbye. Our tax paying money pays for it to be cleaned. Rian saying picnic bonfire on the beach is awesome. And Erika Jansen also saying NZ taxes are less than South Africa.
Okay, I thought it was more.
No, it's actually reasonably less.
Okay, then I'm glad we're not in South Africa anymore. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made it.
So. All right, guys, girls, thanks. This was Thursday. We'll see you next Thursday. If all goes well and we've got good internet connection, we'll chat to you next Thursday again.
Yeah, we'll be in
Paia. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
See ya. Bye-bye.